The Bill of Rights, just 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution, yet they are the foundation of the freedoms we hold dear. But why were they created? What do they really mean? And why, over 230 years later, do they still matter? Stick with me as we break down the Bill of Rights, amendment by amendment, and explore its impact on our lives today. To understand the Bill of Rights, we need to go back to 1787, when the U.S. Constitution was drafted. While the Constitution established a strong federal government, many people feared that it didn't do enough to protect individual freedoms. This led to a heated debate between two groups, the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. The Federalists argued that the Constitution was strong enough, while the Anti-Federalists insisted that a Bill of Rights was necessary to safeguard individual liberties. Eventually, James Madison, the father of the Constitution, drafted 12 amendments, 10 of which were ratified in 1791, becoming the Bill of Rights. Let's dive into each of the 10 amendments and see what they really mean. First Amendment: freedom of speech, religion, press, assembly, and petition. This is perhaps the most famous amendment. It guarantees your right to speak your mind, practice any religion or none at all, publish information freely, gather in protests, and petition the government. Without it, democracy as we know it wouldn't exist. Second Amendment: right to bear arms. The Second Amendment is one of the most debated today. Originally intended to ensure state militias could defend themselves, it has since evolved into a broader discussion about gun rights and regulations. Third Amendment: no forced quartering of soldiers, not as talked about today, but back in the 1700s, British troops would take over homes without consent. This amendment ensures that can't happen anymore. Fourth Amendment: protection against unreasonable searches and seizures. Your privacy matters. The government can't search your home or take your belongings without probable cause or a warrant. This is especially relevant today in discussions about digital privacy. Fifth Amendment: rights of the accused. You've probably heard, "I plead the Fifth." This amendment protects you from self-incrimination, ensures due process, and prevents double jeopardy, meaning you can't be tried for the same crime twice. Sixth Amendment: right to a fair trial. If you're accused of a crime, you have the right to a speedy and public trial, an impartial jury, and a lawyer, even if you can't afford one. This amendment ensures that justice is fair. Seventh Amendment: right to a jury in civil cases. In civil cases, like lawsuits, you also have the right to a trial by jury. This prevents judges from having total control over the outcome. Eighth Amendment: protection from cruel and unusual punishment. This amendment ensures punishments are fair and not excessively harsh. It's especially important in debates about the death penalty and prison conditions today. Ninth Amendment: unenumerated rights. Just because a right isn't listed in the Constitution doesn't mean you don't have it. This amendment protects personal freedoms that aren't explicitly mentioned, like the right to privacy. 10th Amendment: states' rights. Any powers not given to the federal government belong to the states or the people. This amendment helps maintain a balance between state and federal power. Now that we've gone through all 10 amendments, let's talk about why the Bill of Rights is still relevant in 2024. The Bill of Rights isn't just an old document. It's a living set of principles that shape our laws, debates, and daily lives. Here's how: social media and free speech. Can platforms like Twitter or YouTube censor you? The First Amendment protects speech from government interference, but private companies have their own policies. Gun control debates. The Second Amendment is constantly at the center of discussions about safety, rights, and regulation. Digital privacy. The Fourth and Ninth Amendments are at play when discussing government surveillance, data collection, and personal privacy. Criminal justice reform. The Eighth Amendment comes up in debates about prison conditions, police use of force, and sentencing laws. The Bill of Rights isn't just history, it's a blueprint for our rights and freedoms today. Understanding it helps us protect and uphold the values it represents. So, what do you think? Which amendment do you believe is the most important today? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more history breakdowns.